Hello, everybody. So the issue I wanted to discuss with you guys today is Facebook and their issues concerning the privacy of customer data. So as you all know, Facebook is the largest social networking platform there is with over 2.2 billion users. Um, Being this big of a market, Facebook is now the largest seller of display advertising. If advertisers want individual consumers data, all Facebook has to do is pull their information, and this data may contain years and years of collected data since the user has been on the platform. The issue arises now when that information is sold to companies, but companies are using that information for illegal advertising and scandals and whatnot. So one example of this is the Cambridge Analytica scandal, which involved the collection of personal information of up to 87 million Facebook users. So that basically they were pulling data from users and using that data to influence these users for votes for political campaigns, and all these companies using that were actually hired by politicians. So it was definitely a scandal that really impacted Facebook. And as you can see in the chart below, Facebook actually lost about 22% of their market value, losing over $100 billion just within February and March. So the concern now is the upcoming GDPR Act by the EU, which is effective in May of this year. So what the GDPR is the General Data Protection Regulation that will strengthen and unify data protection for individuals within the European Union, with addressing the export and personal data outside the EU. So according to the report cited by the Financial Times, many of Facebook's current data collections policies will breach the EU Act that's about to be passed in May. So up to 73% of users right now would be illegally marketed under this act. The real question now is for Facebook is, will they change their policy to abide with this new EU Act, or will they continue going on with the same policy and potentially lose all these Facebook users and all these other companies that use advertising in the EU just because they don't want to change their policies? So for me, I believe Facebook should change their policies for private data sharing to conform to the GDPR Act. Just looking at just that one scandal from a couple of months ago, the Cambridge Analytica, Facebook already lost like 22 to 25% of their share just on one incident. So if they didn't abide to this new EU Act, that's a big market in the European Union, and all those countries inside the EU will be involved with this act. So just losing that amount of users will not be beneficial to Facebook. Even though it might cost money, more money now to regulate and to stay on top of new policies for to abide with the EU Act, I feel like in the long run it'll benefit them, as they'll get used to the act and know what to do forward with the EU users and how issues will arise with them. They just have to be patient and fix the problems as they come. Thank you for your time.